right, everybody. I'm just finishing getting set up here. Again, my apologies for some of the quality here. I'm having to use my iPhone once again. I don't have a way to stream with my camera quite yet. And of course, just like last time, my furnace decided to turn on right before I went live. So that's always fun. But essentially today, you're kind of getting a sneak peek of what the episode is going to be like for this weekend. For the Muunilinst mock update here, I'm kind of starting on one of the first main buildings. So I'm going to be continuing to work on that during this live stream right here. And you guys will get a quick little you'll get a nice little sneak peek at what the episode will be about for this weekend. So hopefully it'll be pretty fun here. Last stream was great. We had a whole bunch of topics, all sorts of fun stuff. So as always, let me know on the technical side if everything is looking good on your guys' end, and then let me know if everything's sounding good, and then we'll just kind of get into any sort of questions or topics or discussions you guys want to have about really anything Star Wars, Lego, all sorts of stuff. We'll get into it and get some discussions going just like we did last time. I'm going to go sit down here and check the chat, and we'll go ahead and get started here. All right. So I think we're looking good. Who do we got here? We got Tamika. How is it going? Lego Freak. What's up, my dude? Darth Maul Lego. Hey, nice to see ya. Again, I'm also really bad at names in the stream for pronouncing, so my apologies if I mess up some people's names. Looks like we got some other people coming in here earlier in the chat, looking awesome. Hopefully this angle's looking okay. I tried to set something up here with my phone, so you can kind of see that I'll be working down in this area for now. That's kind of the plan. Instagram, yeah, I do have an Instagram account. It's actually the exact same as my username on here, actually. So what I said kind of last stream, and a few of you guys actually did, was anytime you want, if you want to follow me on Instagram, and anytime you have any sort of building questions or anything you want to send me, like work in progress photos, anything like that, feel free to do that on Instagram. I usually check my Instagram mostly every day. I try to check my Instagram every day. So if you ever want to send any photos of mocks or questions or anything like that, just send them to me on Instagram, and I'll make sure to respond. So all right, just gonna wait and see if anybody else joins here, and we'll go ahead and get started. And then maybe at the end or here pretty soon, I'll show you guys what exactly is going on with all this pillar stuff, because that's what I've been working on for this episode. And then of course this wall down here. So HG Productions, hi, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. I don't know what time it is for you guys. It's in the evening for me. I tried to schedule something decent because last time I got some comments from EU guys from Europe and other parts of the world that said they weren't able to tune in. But I have school during the week, so it's sometimes hard for me to schedule things at a good time. So I thought this would be a decent time to schedule stuff. Yeah, Brick Arms Clone Wars blasters. I do have. That's what I've been using on most of my guys. Got one down here, and I really like their rifles. I really do like their rifles quite a bit. I think they're really, really good. What else? Yeah, I just got blasters and rifles from Brick Arms. I really like them. They're really, really good. Hey, Star Wars Bricks and Figs, welcome to the stream, dude. Good to see you. How's your day going? Stopping by to say hi. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Let's see. Muunilinst gunship. Oh, okay, Darth Maul. So you're asking, sorry, Lord Maul. That's what I should call you. Muunilinst gunship. So if you, in the 2003 show, which apparently is coming to Disney Plus tomorrow, I thought that apparently I think it's going tomorrow, which is really cool. So if you guys haven't had a chance to watch 2003 Clone Wars, check Disney Plus. I think tomorrow. That's what I heard. Is it coming? That it comes out tomorrow. So that should be awesome. But in the show, I think they just use normal gunships for the Muunilinst battle. Because when their gunship crashes, I'm pretty sure it's the normal gunship. And then once they go to save like Coyote Mundi and Aayla Secura, and some of those Jedi, that's when they get the really cool Muunilinst gunship. So I don't know if I'll have a Muunilinst gunship in this one. It would be really cool, but I'd almost rather spend money on parts for buildings instead of a gunship. But I'm definitely open to doing the custom gunship, even though it's not 100% accurate to actual Muunilinst battle itself, if I'm remembering correctly, but it is a really cool ship. Muunilinst clones, yeah, I want to have Fordo and some blue ARC troopers. I don't know if I'll get some Clone Army custom ones or if I'll just go ahead and use like the captain, the captain and like the lieutenant. So I don't know what exactly I'll do for the ARC troopers, if I'll do custom ones or get Clone Army customs. Star Wars Bricks, good. How are you? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Friendly. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, things have been going pretty well. I had a quiz and a test today, so that's what I've been doing for the past couple of days and trying to sneak in time to build as it goes. You know, kind of the struggle is trying to balance it, but it's been pretty good. But I talked a little bit on last stream about how expensive these Phase 1 clones have gotten. Oh, you're saying Brick Arms droid blasters. I've seen those and they look really, really good. They look great. I do want to get some of those, because I've looked at them and they would be really, really cool for the droids. I think they look really accurate and really, really good. So that is definitely something I probably should look into. It's just kind of that thing of, all right, should I spend, you know, I don't know, $50? If they're $1 a piece, should I spend $50 on getting blasters for droids, or should I put that $50 towards buying more parts to make the buildings larger? That's kind of like the whole struggle with some of that, trying to figure out what to allocate more towards. But I've definitely looked at the blasters and they look really, really cool. HC Production is going to build Geonosis. Nice. The Geonosis color scheme is always something I've really, really liked, is their color scheme on Geonosis. I think it translates really, really well into Lego form, and I think it looks really good. But you might have a hard time finding these droids. I only have like a couple from the 2003 or 2013 Lego set wave, but on Bricklink they're super expensive, so I haven't been able to find very many other ones. So Mr. Bricks, welcome. Timmy Carr saying buy the AV figures. So yeah, AV figures, I love their stuff. Again, it's just kind of the prices on their stuff, and decaling, I've never really done the decaling before. Yeah, because I've just never really done the decaling before. I've done a few decals on like World War II figures, but those were like just the stick-on ones. Those you kind of were pretty easy to put on. So I'm a little kind of intimidated to do the decals on AV clones, and I know they're probably a little more expensive, but because I just need one Fordo and then a couple of blue clones. Bagsack, what's up? Mr. Bricks, I think, did I say hi yet? I'm not sure. Mr. Bricks, welcome to the stream. My bro's name is Gavin. Oh, nice. Oh, jeez. You know what's weird about that is I really don't know anybody else in my life that has my name. Like maybe one other person that I don't really like. I feel like I don't know anybody else that has the name Gavin, so that's funny that you have a bunch of people that you know named Gavin. That's kind of funny. Move this a little closer so I can see the chat easier. My computer's kind of far away from me. Let's see, what else we got? Darth Maul, I would never wait to decal it. Looks like tedious stickers, and I hate stickers in regular sets. I have such a hard time with stickers. My fingers, I don't know if you can tell, I also have bigger fingers. So when I try to do the stickers on Lego sets, I have such a hard time. It's kind of humorous, though, if you were just to watch me try to put stickers on a Lego set. And it would probably just be funny to watch because I have such a hard time with it. But if I kind of learned how to do AV, you know, decals, maybe I'd be open to it, because their figures look amazing. I mean, they look great. But it might just be cheaper to go with buying the captain, like the Lego captain clone trooper, and then just getting like cloth pauldrons and waist capes. That might just be cheaper. Won't look as good, but it might be a little cheaper than like a $30 Captain Fordo. I'm not sure. It'd also be nice to have some ARC Troopers in the thumbnails of my videos, because I've definitely wanted to do that, is have some ARC Troopers in the thumbnails. I think that'd be really cool, and it would help when setting up figures to do something different with ARC Troopers, for the thumbnails at least, because I try to put a lot of time into my thumbnails as well as the intro and the outro of all my videos. I try to set up the figures in a way that's really good. So if you make it to the end of the video, then you have something cool to look at. But that's what I've always tried, to make sure to have some good looking figures in my intro and my outro. So okay, I saw you pictures on your Instagram. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. I'm using my phone to live stream right now, so I won't be able to check it during the stream, but I'll check once we get done here. But I appreciate it. I'll definitely check them out. I'm actually curious. I don't know if I've seen AV's Fordo. I don't know if I've seen him. I'm not sure. I'm curious actually what it looks like. My hand shakes so much when I'm putting on stickers. Yeah, I don't know. It's cheaper for them to do stickers, but printed pieces would just make things a lot easier. Why is the Battle Droid Geonosis skin in the Clone Wars animation? Yeah, so this, in the 2003 Clone Wars, for some reason they use these orange droids in Muunilinst, on the Battle of Muunilinst. So that's why I've got them set up right here. I don't know if I'll set up like these orange droids in the final cinematic video, because I don't have enough. But for videos and stuff, I'll just have them kind of about all over the place, because that's what they use in the 2003 Clone Wars. Clone Plays, hey man, how is it going? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you here. Second live stream, trying this out. Last one was pretty fun. I think some people enjoyed it, so I decided to go ahead and try it again and live stream some of my progress that I'm doing for the episode this weekend. Oh, rainbow pieces. Yeah, that's the filler brick. You definitely you get a lot of that over time. Filler brick's always useful though. Don't underestimate the filler brick. Because yeah, I'm always looking for more filler brick to fill up, like inside of, like, this mock right here takes a ton of filler brick just to, you know, prop up all these plates and everything like that. Lego Bricklayer, welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? Not that Sam Smith. What's up, dude? Excited to see where this mock goes. Hardly see anyone build it. Yeah, so that's kind of why this one was picked. I was trying to like think of stuff that people haven't really done before, because that's always what my collab partner Paul and I try to do when we think of ideas, is try to think of stuff that nobody's done before and that will be really unique. So that's definitely something that I'm really happy that this one will hopefully be. No one's done it in a large scale. I've seen some great smaller scale Muunilinst builds on Instagram and stuff, just some great ones. So trying to kind of make my own version in a large scale. Southern Creator, hey, welcome, my dude. Welcome. AV Figures got ARC Trooper and custom blasters. Okay. ARC Battle Pack. The backpacks on the ARC Troopers I do really, really like. So Clone Plays. Yeah, so that's a great question. So I guess I can't really show a screenshot right now. There's a particular screenshot. Right when they enter the city, there's just a part that's like completely bombed out from like the Republic artillery that's just been bombarding the village or the city the whole time. So there's like a bunch of these pillars kind of standing on their own, and then you've got just these kind of flat like structures that kind of like almost the ground is the only thing that's left. Everything on top is gone, and you just kind of get the ground right here that's all destroyed, like half of the building. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, is building this kind of area right here that did go all the way up here, but the artillery blew it all off pretty much. So this weekend you'll see I'll put in a screenshot from the show, and that'll kind of give you an idea of what I am working on for this one. So Southern Creator, I'm doing good, man. Had a kind of a long school day today with a couple tests and stuff like that. So it's been a very, very busy week, but I'm trying to get some Lego stuff done as well. That's always trying to balance everything. Brad Bricks, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining. Bagzak, will you ever do a large Amino? I'm guessing you mean Camino mock. I don't know. I know my friend Hunter from Forever Lego Studios made a great large-scale Camino mock. So I don't know if I'd try to do a large-scale Camino mock because I love his, but I definitely would be fun to, recreate the ARC Troopers episode from Clone Wars Season 3 because I absolutely love that episode. Echo Fives, you actually remembered us. I remember all my brothers. Wes Heffy. I just love that episode. You found a Hellfire droid set in a bin of Lego. Dude, HC Productions, that is awesome. Hellfire is an underrated vehicle, I guess, if you can call it, because I guess we never see it in the 2008 Clone Wars show, which kind of sucks. But in episode 2, it's like one of my favorite Separatist vehicles. Just one of the best scenes, watching that Hellfire missile zoom across, the air and then just crash into the ATTE and explode and have it collapse. Like, it's so cool. It's so awesome. I love the Hellfires. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, keep sending me stuff on the Instagram. I'll definitely check it out after the stream, man. Break starts today. There you go. Nice. Nice. Hope you have a good break, too. That sounds very nice. My school this year decided not to do a break. So my college this year is like, nope, no break, no spring break this year. I'm like, what? This is outrageous. This is unfair. That type of stuff. We include the droid snipers. Yes, I definitely want to. So like this front area is going to be more destroyed. As we go back, the buildings will be more, built and completed. And I definitely want to have those. I built a custom sniper for him, for that droid sniper to use while he shoots at the ARC troopers. So I'll definitely be including that for sure. Face reveal. Well, if I've got a couple videos where you see my face. If you scroll back a couple of videos, I know my announcement video for this mock, you saw my face. But got a couple of videos with that on there. Captain Rex, thank you for joining, man. Here's the thing is, like, I've kind of felt this way sometimes too, where you kind of lose creativity in it. But I always think if you just kind of try to get back into it, you might be able to surprise yourself and see that you've still got that in there, because even if you haven't done it for a while, I think the imagination is always there. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying with kind of losing the imagination. That sometimes happens. But for me, if I just kind of get not motivated, I'll watch something, Clone Wars or something like that, and I'll kind of get back into it. But let's see. I want to build a mock. I just don't have the pieces. So what I would say, Bagsack, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. I'm really bad and my computer's kind of far away from me. But if you don't have a lot of pieces, I would still say make a smaller mock. I think you should totally make a smaller mock. If you think that's something you can do, I would build something smaller scaled and then just kind of see where you can go. And then over time, just kind of build your collection. Just start small and see if you like it or not. Even if it's small, I think it's got the potential to be really, really cool. So I would definitely give it a shot, man. Give it a shot. How many Megafigures do you hope to have in total? It's a good question. Because right now, these clones are absurdly expensive on Bricklink, the realistic clones. So I can't find any anywhere for a decent price. So it's kind of, it's tough because they are so expensive, especially to get any in bulk. It's just absurd. So I don't think I'll be getting any more of those soon. So what I might do is just try to get some Clone Army custom helmets and then put them on my old 2005 episode or phase 2 clones, for like the older clones, and do that instead. But I'm hoping to have a lot of minifigures because this droids will definitely have a lot of minifigures for droids, but clones I want to try to have a lot because this is a big mock and I want to a lot of clones. I want to have a lot of clones because there's a speeder bike chase and I'm always a fan of the clones casualties and then somehow clones, pulling off a victory in the end. But it's hard to give an estimate, but I want to try to have a good amount of space covered by minifigures. I don't know exactly how many yet, but it would also be fun to do an episode of the Muunilinst mock update dedicated to minifigures. Scroll up here. I have glasses, like my, yep, glasses. I gotta have glasses. Yep, my vision's not that good. Gotta have glasses. Gotta have the glasses. Bad Batch trailer. Yeah, let's talk about that in a second here. Honestly, smaller mocks these days are getting really popular. They are. Instagram's got some great smaller mocks that everyone's been doing that are really, really cool. It'd be great. So definitely try smaller mocks. If you're looking for inspiration, just check Instagram. People have been making great smaller scaled mocks lately. Really, really cool. Appreciate the advice, but I don't mean just Legos. Lost imagination for about everything. Stop motion writing for 3 years. Dude, writing. So I'm in college right now, and I'm doing like video production as a major, right? And the kind of whole thing about like struggling to write stuff and all sorts of things like that, it's a thing, and it's difficult. It's a real thing, like struggling to come up with ideas and writing stuff. It's just hard sometimes when you got other things going on in life, or you just don't feel motivated to do it. But yeah, I sometimes I would just try to do whatever you can. If you take some time off or watch a few things, try to remember the reason why you started writing in the first place, if that makes sense. Try to remember why you got into it in the first place. But it's tough, man, because I feel the same way about writing scripts and stuff too. Sometimes it's just not there. But I would just try to find, if there's any way you can try to get it back with any other type of media, or just taking a break for a while, any sort of stuff to try. But I hope you are able to get back into it, my dude. Been doing Lego since 2011 and hate the younger me. I destroyed my old Lego sets that are cool and expensive. Yeah. You built a Ninjago turtle sets, that a kid. Nice. Yeah, I feel you on that, just because I Sharpied a bunch of my clones, as everybody did. So that is something that I'm disappointed with my younger self, is Sharpied clones. Like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I had so many clones that I just wasted. Maybe try seeing if there's anyone in your area that'd be willing to let you borrow clones. That's a great idea. I know that kind of where I live, there's not a huge Lego presence. But I'm wondering if there's a way I could find like a local lug or something that would have any. I don't even have a Lego store close to me, but so I'm trying to see if there's any way for me to find clones anywhere, because I'll take any for a decent price, Well, you have the Muunilinst gunship in the mock. Yeah, so I think, did I answer? I don't remember if I answered. I think I did answer this earlier. In the 2003 show, during the Battle of Muunilinst, they still have a normal gunship at that time, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't know if I'll have a Muunilinst gunship in this one. I would love to, but at the same time, the main point is like the money that I would spend on a Muunilinst gunship, I'd almost rather spend on parts to make the buildings larger. So that's kind of the conundrum right now, is trying to figure out which one I want to do more. Spend more money on parts for buildings, or try to make a cool custom gunship. Cinematic captures his new one. I haven't seen his newest one. I saw the previous one he did with the Republic Commandos. He's been doing great stuff over there. Really, really good stuff. I love what he's doing. Really, really cool. Let's see. Color scheme of Muunilinst is honestly so interesting, and not like any other Star Wars planet. It really is. The sand green, in particular, I think is the thing that kind of sticks out for most people. In a good way, though. And in the show, it's all sand green. Like, all the buildings are sand green, but I don't know how well that'll translate into Lego. So I'm trying to do sand green and light gray. But that was one of the reasons I picked this one, was because, like, color scheme is just so cool, especially in Lego. I like sand green quite a bit. So Bad Batch, yeah, we can get into that. Wait, Clone Plays is saying depends on the scene. Okay, so it changes in between the scenes. Yeah, I couldn't remember, because I feel like when they crashed it, it seemed like it was a normal gunship, but maybe not. So I couldn't remember exactly for the crashed gunship part in particular, but apparently it's on Disney Plus tomorrow, so I might watch it again. get some more inspiration would be good. Don't worry about sharpening your clones. I sprayed painted my only EP3 clone. Yeah, that so many people did that. It's just so tragic. So many clones lost to the Sharpie or paint. Yeah, 2003 Clone Wars is so unbelievably amazing. And yeah, it's when you're talking about, best action scenes in Star Wars, it's hard not to put some 2003 action in there just because of the scale that they were able to do. It's just so large with the 2D animation. It's so awesome and epic on the large scale, super large scale, which is really, really cool. Like the speeder bike chase, you can't really beat that in Muunilinst. It's so good. And Dirge, it's just, and the clones are really cool too. And they're portrayed differently than like what we see in the 08 Clone Wars, obviously, but still a really cool take. So we got some stop motion stuff, nice and smooth. The comments from people get be mean. Yeah, finding feedback is definitely hard, especially when you don't like. It's hard to find in particular because you don't know if people are like just saying it to be nice to you or if they actually have feedback. Feedback's sometimes a hard thing to get for stop motion because it's also such a like if you were to show your stop motion to just some family member or something, they don't really know exactly what goes into making a stop motion, perhaps. So they might look at it differently than someone in the Lego community, right? So definitely finding feedback for stop motion is definitely hard. Bad Batch shuttle mock. I don't know if I've ever built like a ship for a mock. It definitely sounds fun, but I know a Lego set is rumored for the summer for Bad Batch, I think. So that'll be really cool. But I haven't really ever attempted to build custom vehicles or ships, which sounds kind of hard, but it would be kind of cool. 3D printed battle droids, interesting. I've seen people starting to make droids where you can pose the arms and legs, which is very interesting because that's something I've always thought would be so cool to actually be able to move their legs and stuff like that for the battle droids. Anakin eats bugs. Yes, he does. But Master, you told me not to feed on the living folk. That's not what I meant. I love that scene. The siege goes well. What did Cody say? It should be done like 6 months. And Obi-Wan's like, but we've been here a month already. Or 3 months, I don't remember. Yes, right on schedule. And then he just flies off. Like, just crazy. Some great stuff from all 2003. Great stuff. Yeah, family doesn't know how much time goes into stop motion yet. Uh-oh. Paul Murphy has joined the chat, boys. That is the collab partner, Paul, the legend that you've heard so much about. He is now in the chat, everybody. He is now in the chat. Just got off the phone with him. Would you guys like to see Paul on a live stream? I think that'd be fun. Get Paul some screen time. Come build with me. We've been busy with short film stuff. We're making short films too. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. Let's see. Making sure I didn't miss anything in here. Everyone's greetings to Master Paul. Yes, he is the master for sure. So let's talk Bad Batch, I guess. Somebody asked that earlier, and I completely forgot to go back around to it. First trailer got me insanely hyped. I thought the first trailer was great. Second trailer, I also enjoyed. Cool to see Rex, and I got very excited when we saw Saw Gerrera. I definitely like him as a character a lot. I think just the idea of Saw Gerrera is really cool to me. And like how that, I think, was a character that George came up with when he was developing the live action TV show back in the day before that got kind of canceled as well. Brickful Productions, welcome, man. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Second stream here, trying to just get some progress done for the update this weekend. Thought I'd live stream some stuff just so I have, because I haven't done, I didn't have an update last weekend. I just posted my Samurai mock last weekend. Didn't have time to do an update last weekend, so I thought I'd try to do a live stream here. But my plan is to get one done for this weekend in particular about this update right here. So depends how much I get done here, but I might actually like pick up my camera and record a segment. You guys might get some behind the scenes on that here in a little bit because I'm probably almost ready to film some more again. All right, let's see here. Paul's, oh, good golly, yeah. Unshowered, I think we might have to be careful with that one. Crosshairs in the trailer much? Yeah, I think Crosshair stays with the Empire. That's my guess. Because I think in the first trailer we see like the kind of grayish black armored clones. I'm imagining that Crosshair leads those guys to try to hunt down Bad Batch. Tarkin was great to see. Commander Thyre, I didn't notice it the first time around. The second time I watched it, Commander Thyre showing up, really, really cool. It'd be sweet if the other clones with him were Jack and Kryze, I think, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Thyre with Tarkin, that's really cool. What else we got? Baby Yoda plays with Lego. Welcome to the stream, Baby Yoda. Don't choke on any Lego pieces, my dude. Got to be careful with those. Finally made you. Hey, Michigan Bricks. Welcome, dude. Welcome. Been seeing you over on Coconut streams quite a bit, dude. Great to have you here. How's it going? How is it going? So yeah, I thought the trailer was great. Echo's new armor, I really do like a lot. I think his new armor looks really, really good. I was like, dang, dude, Echo's getting a nice little upgrade from the final season Clone Wars outfits that he had on. He looks a lot better in this one. I think just showing the Empire, Paul and I talk about this all the time, but showing the Empire with just the clones, not the stormtroopers, that's what's exciting me the most about this show, I think. And seeing the clones kind of having to deal with, you know, what we see in the Clone Wars TV show where they're very individualized, seeing that being stripped away from them and the transition area between the Empire and the Republic and Empire. Because you see in the trailer, every single clone just has plain white armor. No one has any more like custom armor anymore. And I think there's a cafeteria scene that we see in the first trailer. Everybody's haircut is the same. Nobody has like custom hairdos anymore. So I think you're going to see the clones starting to get stripped, like just of everything that made them, you know, unique from the Clone Wars TV show. And you're going to see them kind of merge in the Empire as faceless clones, like we see in the some of the other forms of media. So that's what interests me definitely the most, is seeing the clone trooper angle of it, because it's essentially a Clone Wars sequel show, right? So focusing on the clones is what makes me the most excited. But I am extremely, extremely worried about the kid that they introduced in this trailer. I am really worried that that kid is going to bring down the show quite a bit for numerous reasons. I'm getting like Ezra season 1 vibes from him from Rebels. That worries me quite a bit. And I know they put that kid in there to kind of bring in the younger audiences, but to me, I always felt like this show was made for the Clone Wars fans that grew up with Clone Wars, and I thought this would be a little bit of an older show, but I guess they got to hit all those demographics. But the kid just worries me for a lot of reasons. I'm just worried that he's gonna, or I guess we don't know what gender it is. I'm really worried that it's gonna bring down the show. I'm a little worried about it, and I think people are also gonna have. I'm going to be a little upset if it's like a female clone, because I don't know exactly how that works with Jango Fett's DNA. That would be weird. I know there's that argument of stretching DNA and all that stuff that they mention at the end of Clone Wars, but I'm really curious to see what that kid exactly is there for. I'm just a little worried that it's going to be like Ezra season 1, where it's just kind of goofiness. So that's my only worry. Otherwise, I am incredibly excited for the show. I think seeing a lot of Clone Wars characters return with Rex and probably Ahsoka, I think it's just going to be such a good show. The animation looks great, looks on par with the final Siege of Mandalore episodes. Like, I think this show is going to be a huge, huge hit. I think it's going to be a huge hit. I'm just a little worried about the whole kid angle thingy-majigger. Yeah, exactly. Science. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried with, and it seems like there's some other people that are worried about it as well. But I know people have also speculated that it's like Palpatine's clone for some reason, based on what we saw in Episode 9. But I don't think he started cloning at this point yet. So I don't know if that lines up timeline wise, but that's the only part of the show I'm worried about. Otherwise, I am extremely excited about the show. I think it's going to be so much fun. What is Fordo is in the animation Clone Wars? That would be him seeing his Phase 2 armor in Clone Wars animation would be really cool. Same with Commander Gree. I've always wanted to see his Phase 2 armor in the Clone Wars animation. I think that'd be so cool. It also looks like at the beginning of Bad Batch, we might be getting like a Clone Wars arc, essentially, because they'll still be fighting in the Clone Wars. So that I am extremely excited to see some more Clone Wars action, of course. Yeah, no problem, Brickful. Yeah, no problem, man. That's what the stream's for, just if you're building or sorting, just to kind of sit back and listen while we kind of talk. First Order Lego is in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for joining, my dude. How you doing today? Last, I don't know if First Order Lego remembers this, but last Brickworld 2019, I met him for the first time, which was really cool. Really awesome guy. So if you guys ever meet him at a convention, he's awesome. So talked a little bit by the Siege of Mandalore mock. He came over, took some pictures, and First Order Lego also had a great Clone Wars build over at Rebel Lug that year. That was awesome. But yes, everyone welcome First Order Lego to the stream, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thanks, Brad Bricks. Thanks, man. Yeah, I guess last live stream you could see the full build. But this one I'm just focused on this small little area. And also, you probably can't tell because I'm having to use my iPhone for the stream, but for some reason, the masonry sand green brick that I have is it's like a different shade of sand green than compared to the other sand green bricks that I have. Like the shade of color is a little different. So I don't know exactly why that is, but 2:30 a.m. Oh goodness, man. Up late getting work done. That's how it gets. That's how it is. That's like one of my favorite things to do is stay up late and be productive. I always feel like I'm more productive at night. Yeah, Brickworld 19, great. Was awesome, dude. Really want to go back. Very sad times, but Brickworld was sad times now that everything's, canceled and everything, but 19 was definitely, that was a great Brickworld year. And I was trying to find a time to live stream where like it would fit for everybody's time schedule. But like it's just it's hard because everyone lives in different areas and school during the day takes up most of my time, so I have to schedule it for later at night. But if I do like a stream, on the weekends, then I can schedule it a lot earlier. But I also know a lot of people stream on the weekends, so try to find a time where I'm not, crossing over with like Star Wars bricks or coconut bricks or anybody like that, because I've been tuning into their streams as well, and they've been really fun. I've just been liking the live streams lately because I like having stuff on in the background while I build. So I've been enjoying the live streams from throughout the community. So total night owl myself. I do my best mock work late at night. Yeah, exactly, dude. And it's also the best time to record for me is at night as well, just because the house is quiet and there's no light really from my window or anything like that. So definitely the best time to build and record videos for me is nighttime. Be back, no problem, man. I'll be back. No problem, man. Can I please talk to you on Instagram? Yeah, I totally will, but I'm using my phone to live stream because I can't get my camera set up with my laptop yet. So I can't check my phone right now for Instagram, but I will definitely check after the stream for sure. Yeah, animating for stop motion you have to do at night for just a whole bunch of different reasons. Unless you have like a blackout room, right? But I also do all my stop motion at night. That's when you got to do it. Got to do it at night. All right, so let's see here. I'm almost actually done with this section, kind of. It's also with how big this mock is and how many pieces it's going to take up. I'm trying not to use all my pieces in one area. So I'm trying to find a balance between detailed where it looks good, but not using up all of my pieces, right? That's kind of the I'm trying to balance between those two, which is hard, but also part of the fun and part of the challenge of building a mock. So trying to find that balance because I don't have an unlimited budget on this build, so I'm trying not to spend much money on it. Work during the day and have to work late at night, which I like. Yeah, yep, definitely. Well, you know, procrastination, that's just kind of the name of the game, right? It just leave everything to do later, I guess, for nighttime. Definitely want to come to a con this year. Maybe a miracle happens. Yeah, dude, it's just like no Brick World. Brick Fair, Virginia sounds like it might happen, but I'm not going to be able to go to Brick Fair, Virginia, unfortunately. Um, but it sounds like that has a high probability of happening if enough vaccinations can get out to people. But I don't know what overseas travel looks like for you, man. I'm not sure what the kind of rules are on that yet. Because I don't even know if you can travel out of the U.S. yet. I don't know those rules exactly, but a whole year seems so far away to wait for another Brick World. Yes, Paul is right. More other projects for film projects and stuff like that. But how big is the build? So it's if you Luca, if you remember the Siege of Mandalore mock, um, it's going to be about the same size as that, maybe a little bit bigger. Um, let's see here. I don't know if I'll be able to pick up the phone and show you, but essentially, so the battlefield area is 3x3 base plate, so 9 base plates in total for the battlefield area. And then once we move past the battlefield area, it's what do I got here? 4 gray base plates, so 2x2. So the city area is 2x2 gray base plates, and the battlefield area is 3x3. So, and then I actually just added a little bit, like one more 16x16 plate to the edge of the city to make it slightly bigger. Slightly bigger, but it's going to be a pretty big build. So trying to conserve parts but still make it detailed is one of the big things here. Michigan Breaks, love to go to a con if it opened up this year. Yeah, cons. If you guys haven't, let's see, never gone to a con. It's one of my favorite things to do ever. So the first year I went in Brickworld 2017. It was one of the best things ever. So I would recommend it if you can find one close to you. I know now is going to be a hard time to find any, but if you can, once things get back to somewhat normalcy, try to find one close to you. Even if you aren't going to display, just go and meet other people. It's also really cool for inspiration to see other people's builds. I know every year I go, I see so many castle builds. I'm like, oh, I think I want to build a castle because the castle builds at Brickworld are always so good. But yeah, if you can go, it's a great experience for Lego. So if that's a thing, definitely. I like right now is going to be hard to find some, but once things get back to normal, yeah. So Tamika talked to Instagram. Yes, I will after the stream because I cannot right now because I'm streaming with my phone. So I will definitely I'll check after the stream and I'll send you a message for sure, man. Brick Fair, Virginia is the only one I can go to, or the con in Texas. Brick Fiesta, I think that's the one in Texas. International regulations. Yep, regulations all over the place. Yep. Owen Bricks, welcome to stream, dude. Thanks for joining. Oh, he has returned. Thank you. Welcome back, my dude. Alistor, if I'm saying that correctly. Also, Luca, man, I absolutely loved your Crate Dragon. I love the Ahsoka episode, but the Crate Dragon episode with Cobb Vanth. I love Cobb Vanth. I think that was my favorite episode in season 2. So seeing you recreate the Crate Dragon was really, really cool, man. I thought you did a great job on that. Been to about 10 cons, best Lego experience out there, 100%. Yeah. European cons, whole different thing. Yeah, that's who knows if that's ever will be a thing that will be able to happen for me, but European Breaking Bavaria, I think, is the big one over there. I think that one looks really fun, especially because like I feel like European builders are really good too. So that's something I definitely would like to do someday if that's a thing. Condon Lego King, General Kenobi, hello there. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Stefan, welcome, if I'm saying that correctly. Welcome to the stream, dude. Chilling, talking about some cons and stuff like that. I've almost got this wall done right here, and I think this is as tall as it's going to be, because I still want the clones to be able to like kind of peek over it and take cover behind it. So, and again, in the update this weekend, you'll see the screenshot that I'm referencing for this building right here, and it's a very weird building because it's just like pillars are standing up, most of the building's gone, and then it's just a flat surface. So I don't know if the flat surface is going to look good. So I might have to make like a crater or something. Like the floor kind of got blown out. Not really sure too yet, but not really sure yet what exactly that will look like. But that's something I'm thinking about because it'll look weird if this is just flat tiles. I think it needs to be a little more destroyed. But essentially, I've got a replica of this on the other side of the build that I haven't started yet. But that's the plan. Which is really exciting. This is the exciting part of the build. So getting to work on these buildings is the more fun part because the battlefield was a little not boring, but it was just kind of using the same pieces over and over again. So this is fun to get into the buildings, which are also going to be the hard part. Hey, DP Studios. Hey, man, how's it going? Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. How are things going with you, man? I don't feel like I haven't talked a whole lot to you lately, but I need to check Discord more often. I need to do a better job of that. Breaking Bavaria in Munich. Okay, that I would love. Like going to Munich also sounds really fun. So, holy wow, 80,000 people. Are you serious? So in comparison, guys, Brick World has about, I think, 7,000 to 8,000 people like public that come through each day. Wow, 80,000. That's an insane amount. That's crazy. Free Lego. Yep, there you go. Wow, that's crazy. Because I think Brick World is a lot of people, and that's like 7,000 people that between the two public days. And I always thought that was a lot of people. Because after each day, I mean, one of my favorite parts of Brick World is talking to the public. So like talking to kids as they come and look at the build, or parents who are asking, getting into Lego, or kids who look at the mock and then go and they turn to their mom and be like, "Hey, I want to build now," and that's always my favorite part to me. We've had a couple times where like kids will just go by and they'll just like see Darth Maul. I remember one year a kid was getting super excited about Darth Maul stabbing a shock trooper like through the gut, and the mom was just kind of like, "Okay, all right, we're gonna move along," So that's my favorite part, is talking to the public, and kind of inspiring people. That's one of the reasons why I love doing this, especially Brick World. But even after a full public day, I'm always tired because like, wow, that's a lot of people, to talk to, and I love it. But I can only imagine 80,000 people. That's crazy. You have to go. All right, see you later, man. Thanks for doing it. I appreciate it, man. Did I miss any questions? I'm sorry if I'm missing any questions, guys. I'm still new at this. I'm trying to do the chat and build at the same time. Let's see. DP Studios, how big will it be? Oh yeah, so it's battlefield is, so the battlefield area / entrance is 3 by 3 green base plates, so 9 in total. And then the city area is 2 by 2 gray base plates, and then like another 16 by 16 like plate row added onto it. So it's fairly big. We'll see if it stays that big. We'll see how many parts I have once we get to the later half of the build. 80,000 people. Yeah, it's crazy. Train diorama, board game. Oh, so it's a lot of mixed things. I got you. Yeah. train stuff is pretty cool. I do enjoy seeing those at Brickworld quite a lot. Commando Brick, what's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for joining. You're welcome, children of Brickworld. Yes, you're welcome, and you're welcome, children of Brickworld. Our mocks are rated E for everyone. Yeah, that's the thing is Paul and I our mocks, our figures. Usually it's the clones get absolutely destroyed every time. So sorry children, or sorry parents. I'm sure the kids love it. You know, sorry children, or sorry parents for perhaps showing too much violence in clone trooper deaths. But that's part of the Clone Wars for me, is clones getting epic deaths. You know, especially if we're talking 2003 Clone Wars. I mean, seriously, they get absolutely annihilated, dude. So many clones in the 03 Clone Wars just do not have a good day. Do not have a good day. Daniel, welcome to the stream, man. Hello there, General Kenobi. I'm doing great, man. Doing good. Doing the thing I love to do, building here. It's awesome. Hope you're doing well as well. It's also, I don't have class on Thursdays, so it's like, you know, work all week on school, and then Thursday after my class, I'm done. I'm like, all right, now I can kind of get back to work on my Lego stuff. So Thursdays are always exciting. Always exciting. Welcome back, Brick Fool. Thanks, my dude. Yeah, Southern Creator, but good point here. Luca brings a whole lot of he's great in the Lego community with interacting with everybody. But so yeah, no classes on Friday are really nice. I've been able to avoid classes on Friday ever since I've been in college. We'll see if that happens next semester or not. We'll be displayed at Brickworld 2022. So it's supposed to go to Brickworld this year, but not anymore. But I don't think I'm going to be able to leave this up until next year, because I'm just going to need to move on to make videos. Just because I'm expecting to be done with this mock maybe in the fall. So I'm going to need to start on something new for next year probably, which sucks because this would have been a great one to bring to Brickworld. So I'm really sad about that. I don't know exactly what the future of this mock holds, so just kind of chilling for now, waiting to see kind of what we hear about different conventions, but I'm not sure if it'll go to Brickworld 2022. I'm not sure yet. Grew up in the late 80s and early 90s with Lego. Nice. Only had a few colors. Yeah. The Lego color palettes are so good nowadays. I'm very happy that we have such awesome, vibrant colors to pick from, you know. Yeah, no class on Fridays. It's great. It's awesome. 3-day weekend. But you also don't have class on Friday. Like, I don't know if this is true for you as well, man, but for me, it's like the reason you have that, you know, no class that day is to kind of get, you know, make sure you have enough time to get all your homework done and stuff. So that's definitely another perk to not having class on Fridays. Yeah, Daniel, 100%. Ask a question, man. 100%. Brickful is asking, do I collect any other themes or any other Lego besides Star Wars? So not really. I have one Marvel set somewhere. I don't really buy a lot of Lego sets anymore. So just because they've gotten a lot really expensive, and I just like buying parts for stuff instead. So I don't buy a lot of sets anymore. I wish I would have bought the Lord of the Rings sets, but I just never got around to getting those. So see you later, DP. Thanks for joining, man. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten the Lord of the Rings sets because I love Lord of the Rings, but I just never did. I always just got Star Wars sets, but Overwatch was also something I wanted to get into, but I just never got around to doing it because I've just always saved my money for parts so I can keep building these mocks. But Lego's doing a great job with a lot of their themes. The Harry Potter sets have looked absolutely great lately. So I think they're doing a great job with a lot of their themes right now, which is cool. We just need Lord of the Rings to come back. Lord of the Rings has to come back. It's got to come back. We need Lord of the Rings to come back. Yeah, Daniel, you can just kind of position the head and balance it. It's all about balance for helmets. Takes a lot of time though. But Lord of the Rings for sure. I just I wish that would come back. Like just a battle pack of some Ronin, soldiers or Gondor. Gondor soldiers have always been my favorite. So I'd love a battle pack with Gondor soldiers and then some orcs. I think that'd be so cool. Buying sets if you're a builder might not be the smartest idea. Yeah. I try to conserve, of course I bought the 501st battle pack, but that was a special occasion. And I might try to get the Mandalorian Starfighter Gauntlet when that comes out later this summer, if the rumors are correct, because that one looks really, really cool. But I don't know if I'll get any UCS gunship would also be cool, but yeah. not enough money for that. So but I know the UCS gunship is going to be it might be in the running for one of the best sets of all time. So I'm really excited to see it. Really excited to see what they're doing. Oh yeah, man, I really kicked myself for being Lego Dark Ages, Lord of the Rings. Yep. The sets were so good for the time and the figures. So over the past couple years, I have all of the Fellowship figures except for Mary. So I've got the main crew. Gandalf, Frodo, Sam, Pippin, Gimli, Legolas, Aragorn, and Boromir. I just don't have Mary yet. See you later, First Order Lego. Thanks for joining, man. It's good to catch up with you a little bit since we probably won't be able to meet at a convention this year, but thanks for joining, man. All right, I'm just going to scroll back up here. Bottom line, Lord of the Rings sets were great, so Lego should bring them back. All right. I guess I have Bilbo, too. I've got Bilbo. Good old Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo Baggins. What's your favorite Star Wars vehicle? For Lego sets, it's the Turbo Tank, the Clone Wars Turbo Tank. But for just in-universe, probably the gunship. Yeah. ATTE is really cool, too. I couldn't pick, honestly, because Separatist vehicles, the AAT is always great. But I think if I had to pick one, I always get excited to see ATTEs. I just think they're so cool. Dream Lego Star Wars set, like one that I don't have that is a set, the ATOT with dropship, which Paul, I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but Paul has the ATOT with dropship, and it's freaking awesome. That's a dream set that I wish I have, but I don't. Daniel, you got to head out, man? Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you joining, dude. May the force be with you, my friend. Thanks for joining. Let's see, Dream. So if we're talking Lego set that hasn't been made yet, for what hasn't been made, let's see. I think it'd be great if, just off the top of my head, I think it'd be great if Lego made, let's see. I think if they made the, what's it called? Is it the UT? UT80? You guys might have to correct me in the chat. It's the ones you see on Megiddo. I think it's called the UT80 or something along those lines. I think that'd be a great set with some Galactic Marines in Chaos Mundi. I'm getting that wrong. Is that right? The UT80? Let me check. I usually know these things. Let me check. Get that right? Maybe not. Did I? Hey, I did. Sweet. Yeah, the UT80. I think that would be a great set with some Galactic Marines. Palpatine's Arrest. Yeah, that's a great set for the figures, indeed. Signature look of superiority. What is this horrid creature? Goblin mute? That's me. We lad. Gimli. Great scene. Great scene. Paul and I love quoting that scene. Paul loves quoting that scene all the time. Let's see. Love the ATE. Yeah, ATTE is great, and especially looks like we're going to get more action of the ATTE in the Bad Batch. So that is very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. They call themselves the Bad Batch. Do you have figures of Barriss Offee and Luminara? Yeah, I've got Barriss from the let me look, Geonosis. What the Geonosis? Is it the canon set? No, the Geonosis canon is Luminara, so that's where I got Luminara. I got Barriss from the the Geonosian like cannon that shoots like the sonic blasts. That's the one that I've got those two figures for, and of course the most recent Barriss Offee with the battle pack. Michigan Bricks is gonna head out. Yeah, dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, man. Hopefully see you again soon. Thanks. Have a good night, dude. I wonder whose signature look of superiority could be. Guys, is this Count Dooku in disguise, or is this somebody we know here? It's a great name. Very, very creative, my friend. Very creative. Is Ahsoka going to be in the Bad Batch? I think so. I think it is. I think Ahsoka is going to be. I think she is going to be in the show. I don't think she'll have a huge role. I mean, I kind of hope she has a decent sized role. But I kind of like the idea of the show focusing more on the clones. We do know from the Ahsoka novel that very soon after Revenge of the Sith, she did kind of leave and start to do her own thing, kind of like a Ronin. Well, not really a Ronin from Japan, but like she kind of just, she hit her lightsaber, she buried him or whatever, and then she went off and kind of just helped people around the galaxy while trying to stay undercover. We do know that she did that for some time. It was kind of soon after Revenge of the Sith. So I don't know if they'll kind of stick to that or if they'll do something different. But I think if Rex is there, I think Rex and Ahsoka will still be together at that time. Like they'll still be maybe at the crashed Venator, or if they move somewhere else, I think they'll still be together. I don't know if Ahsoka will be like a main character in the show. I think she might pop up for 1 or 2 episodes, maybe help them out with some sort of quest or something, and then we'll probably see her part ways with Rex. And that'll probably be like one of the big emotional scenes, which that will also be very sad to see them part ways. If they do, I would love to see them fight alongside each other again. But I just don't even know if Ahsoka has her lightsaber anymore, because I don't even know if she does, because she dropped one of them near the graves, unless she just picked it up later. Just drop it for a dramatic effect and then pick it up later. So I don't even know. I think she'll be in it a little bit, just not a whole lot. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, Rick Full, no problem, man. Chris Pavey, welcome, dude. How's it going? Infinite amount of pieces. Oh, goodness. My dream for an infinite amount of pieces, I don't know if I should say this or not, because I eventually want to do it someday, and no one's done it. I don't know if I should say it. I'm just kidding. I'm going to say it. I think if I had infinite pieces, I would love to build the Republic military base from season 5 of Clone Wars, where Ahsoka escapes from with all the shock troopers. I think that would be, if I had unlimited parts, I'd probably try to build that to scale, and then set it during the invasion of Coruscant right before Revenge of the Sith. So then it'd be like a huge battle at that military base with just shock troopers and stuff. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah, thanks for joining, Commando Brick. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night, dude, or day, whatever time frame you're at. But thanks for joining, dude. Thanks for talking in the chat too. Appreciate it. Let's see. How many clone troopers do I have in my collection? Let's see. Not as I don't have. I mean, I have a lot, and I'm happy I have a lot, but it's not like some of these crazy armies that people have on Instagram. That's for sure. So, I only have for Clone Wars, plain Phase 1 Clone Wars troopers, the old ones. I've only got 10 or 11, maybe 12. I've got 12 of the new 501st troops. Have a decent amount of 212th and the 41st troops. Those are the 2 I have the most of, but not a whole lot of troops. Just enough that I can place in my mocks. So I don't go too crazy on figures unless I absolutely need them for mocks. T-Rex arm side is in chaos. Uh-oh. Oh no. You might get charged. Watch you just get charged with everything. I mean, buy all 3. Question mark? Could do it. Could do it. Or get samurai stuff. Do you like the EV Clone Wars style? You can use these in Ahsoka escape prison scene. Yeah, I think those figures look great. But I would probably go with the older style shock troopers because Paul already has a lot of those, and those are just like our personal. Love the classic clones. I just love the classic clones. But I do love AV figures. Like, oh, they're so good. Like, it's just not even funny how good they are. Figures are great. All right. Wonder if we will ever see Dooku again. I don't have a Count Dooku. I would love to have a Count Dooku. What was the last set he came in? Was his duo versus Yoda, maybe, from 2013. Dooku's an underrated character. Especially, I listened to the audiobook Dooku Lost that came out like a year ago, maybe, or two, where you get some of his backstory. He's such an interesting character that never really got fleshed out a whole, like as much as he maybe could have, because he was always kind of the villain. But he's got a lot of interesting motives, and his whole training with Yoda, and then training Qui-Gon, and then his interactions with Sifo Dyas. There is so much good, rich story content in the pre-Episode 1 era with Count Dooku. I think he's one of the most interesting characters that just doesn't get a whole lot just because he's the villain and then he gets his head chopped off. But $412. Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm kind of considering here that I need to do a quick update video, or not video, update segment. So you guys might get some behind the scenes here of how I record my videos. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm pretty much going to record this section down here, just kind of show that I've got this done. And then after that, I'm going to put plates on top of here to get the floor going to see what that looks like. But due to the nature that I do my update videos, I know some people kind of just like build for the week and then they'll do like one full like video segment just talking about what they built. But I kind of like going like step by step. That's kind of how I like to do my videos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but you guys can kind of just sit back and watch as I do that. Got my camera down here. I'm just going to have to get it set up. I guess this is the good thing about using my phone to live stream is I can record video segments, which is cool. Totally agree on Dooku. Yeah, dude. He's such an interesting character, but he just kind of is a villain in all forms like that we see throughout, like the 03 Clone Wars and the 08 Clone Wars especially. He's just kind of this big bad villain guy. Episode 2 is where we get probably the most development from him, just be like from that conversation with Qui-Gon, or not with Qui-Gon, sorry. His conversation with Obi-Wan that he has on Geonosis is one of the best scenes in Star Wars. I love it. Even though he tells Obi-Wan what's going to happen and just doesn't listen to him. But I love that scene a lot. And I think that's probably the best scene that Dooku has in Star Wars, probably, in terms of like depth for character. All right. So this is what I use. Let's see if I can get in frame. So this is the camera that I use, Panasonic GH5. Really, really like it. Great camera. Use it for filmmaking quite a lot. And I also use it for videos now. So really, really good camera. I'm definitely liking it so far. I've had a few problems with it freezing when I try to do like some things over Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But this is the camera that I use to record videos on, as well as like stop motion stuff like that, because it's got a Wi-Fi connection. So I can just take pictures from my phone so I don't have to touch the camera, which is very helpful for stop motion, obviously. Oh, I love Jedi Fallen Order was a great game. I absolutely love that game. Great. I've always wanted to build Zepho from that game. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, that Order 66 scene is also cool with the 13th Battalion. And Master, what's his name? Tall? Maybe? I don't remember. He's a great character too. Slicing up clones. I wish you could have like sliced up clones though, and like actually done that, but it may be difficult to securely release. Yes. Yes, it may. Yes, it may. Okay. Let's get this video segment recorded here. Nice. Southern creator coming in. All right, so I'm just going to kind of rearrange myself here so I can record this video segment. But that's essentially what I do is I build for a little bit and then I just have my camera on standby and I just kind of record as I go along. I find that to be the way I like to do it and how like for fun. I just like updating it as I go along, which is cool. Let's see if I can move. Alrighty, so sorry it's gonna get, I won't be able to pay attention to the chat for a second. I just gotta do some of these updates real quick. So my apologies on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, and we'll give a quick shout out to everybody too in the chat here during the video. Oh wow, you can totally see. All right, let's do that. All right, guys, so I did a little bit more work on this building right here. You saw that I got that side done over there in the last video segment. I have now completed this side down over here. It's a little shorter than that side, so I had to kind of just have a smaller light gray area, but still surrounded by the cyan green elements right there. Same height and everything. I've just been kind of building that for a while, and I've actually been building it on live stream. So if you guys ever are free when I'm doing a live stream, definitely come checking out. I'm live right now with everyone in the chat, so having a good time talking all things Star Wars and all sorts of stuff like that. So definitely stop by on the live streams if that's something that you might find interesting. We just kind of hang out and chat and build. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But here's a quick update on what I've got going on for this side. The next step that I'm going to do is kind of cover this with plates, and then we're going to kind of go from there and see what it looks like. But the building's coming along fairly well so far. I'm going to continue to work, and I'll give you guys an update when I get some more progress done. All right, there you go, guys. You got a little sneak peek of how I record my videos. That's essentially what I do every once in a while once I get some progress done on the build. So what did I miss in the chat? Oh, Coconut Bricks is here. Coconut Bricks is here. Welcome, Coconut. I was just recording a video segment for my next video, so that's why I was talking to myself, essentially. So, a little behind the scenes look. Southern Creator, you got stop motion? Yeah, I'll check it out after the stream here. 12 hours, yeah. Stop motion is, my goodness, it's just ridiculous how long it takes, but I love it. I love it. Yes, Master Coconut is here. Everyone, do your samurai bow to Coconut. He is here. Bad Batch trailer. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this earlier. Overall, the first trailer I absolutely loved. Got me super hyped up. Pretty much realizing that it was Clone Wars Season 8. And then the second trailer, I loved everything about it except for the little kid. I'm a little worried that the kid is going to kind of bring down the show. I'm worried that I'm getting like Season 1 Ezra vibes from him, from Rebels, and I was not really a fan. So I'm a little worried that they're going to kind of go a more kiddish route with that young kid. And I know they're trying to, bring in an audience with that kid, bring in the younger children to watch the show. But for me, I'm just a little worried that that kid's kind of going to not make the show as good as it could be, because you got all these awesome characters with the Bad Batch. And the best example I use for this is when we saw Rex and they were like coming over the hill, like the rock or whatever. It's like, oh, it's Rex. And like Rex is standing there posing epically, and then Echo in his new armor is right beside him, like, wow, they look so cool. And then you just see the little kid pop his head up with his bow. And like I'm just like, oh, I'm just really worried, And then I mentioned earlier not really knowing if it's a guy or a girl. And I don't know what they're gonna do with like cloning. I really don't know if I like the idea of a female clone. I don't know if that really makes sense with Jango Fett being the donor. I know they said they want to stretch the DNA, but it doesn't really make sense to me very much. But I'm more not really as concerned as with that stuff. I'm more concerned about the kid being like Ezra from Rebels in seasons, like the earlier seasons, where he just kind of makes the show annoying to watch. You know what I mean? So that's my main worry with Bad Batch. Otherwise, I am so excited, so exciting for that show. Regardless, to see the Order 66, and we talked about the big thing that I'm kind of predicting here, and I think it's you can tell from the trailers is that the clones are losing a lot of their individuality that we saw in the 2008 Clone Wars version. Um, we're seeing nobody has custom painted armor. Everyone's just in the plain white clone trooper armor. And there's a scene in the cafeteria, I think, on Camino from the first trailer. Nobody's got any fancy haircuts anymore or tattoos. Everyone just has flat, the normal style hair. The clones, we're going to slowly see them being stripped of their personality in favor of just the faceless army of the Empire. So that's what I'm most excited for is the clones. So Jaro Tapal, that's his name. Yes, yes. Custom on eBay. Yeah, I've seen a couple ones. They look really, really cool. He's such a cool character too. Yeah, looks like Coconut's agreeing with me here, and Chris also is. Yeah, I'm just worried, man. I'm really worried, but I just hope it doesn't bring down the show too much. But I'm still excited nonetheless, and I'll be tuning into the 70-minute premiere. 70-minute premiere. That's insane. For the first episode. That is so cool. So cool. So let's set up some figures here first, actually. Let's get our... I don't know if Paul is still in the chat here, but... Oh, you got to head out, Chris? See you later, man. Thank you so much for joining, dude. I hope you have a good one. But when Paul and I play Battlefront 2 for EA's Battlefront 2 and we're on the Phase 1 maps, Paul always plays as the Commander clone, the yellow clone. And then I'm always just like a normal plane trooper, you know, having all sorts of misadventures. But so let's set up a little bit of clones here, and then we'll go ahead and keep building. True or false, Lego mocking is absolute total mental cooldown. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so here's the thing about it. It's relaxing, you know, to sit back and build, but then, and it takes your mind off a lot of things, which is really cool. And that's what I love is kind of just taking your mind off things and building. But you can also get very frustrated when building when things don't go together correctly or it's not coming out the way you want. And things collapse. I've had a lot of stuff collapse. I've smashed a building one time because it just looked horrible. So I literally just smashed it in my hand and it fell, like hit Paul in the face, essentially, for Mandalore. But also setting up clones are also... setting up clones and figures also take a while because everything's balanced the way we do it. So like literally, like if you bump the table, everything falls apart. So it takes me like half an hour just to set up the intro and outro of my videos. To set up all the clones, it takes forever. And that definitely can get frustrating, and some inappropriate language has been used from time to time while trying to set up clone troopers for intros and outros of my video. Yeah, we'll get a few figures set up here. Then I'll build for a little longer, and we'll see how much longer we'll go for. Looks like Paul is needing some reinforcements on Battlefront, but got other stuff to do as well. Other work I got to get done. But it's all like, I mean, building boxes is also peaceful just because you can just kind of sit back and listen to music and build, and it takes your mind off things. So it's more fun than it is frustrating, but you do have those moments of, why won't this work? Why doesn't it look good? Why does everything keep falling apart? Why won't these figures just balance? Or if I drop a piece, like I set up all the figures and then I drop a piece and then I bend down to pick the piece up and then I hit the table on the way back up. Those are definitely the more frustrating moments. But mock building is definitely more fun than it is frustrating, and more peaceful than it is frustrating. So let's go with a clone like this. I won't spend a lot of time setting these up because I don't think people really want to see that. But just takes a while. Because I'm going to set all these up and then I'm going to start building and they're all going to fall apart. So. Oh, sorry, I missed the question here, Wakanda. Vehicles on Muunilinst. I don't think so. If you've I've talked a little bit about this before, but I think, we want to try to have the crashed gunship if we can, for the ARC troopers. But in terms of like any vehicles or ATTEs, no, just because the Lego versions are so large that when you put it on a mock of this scale, it throws off the entire scale because now all of a sudden the ATTE is as big as like the buildings. So it doesn't really work in terms of a scale factor. Um, so it doesn't entirely work for that reason because how big the Lego sets are, and then custom ones would be cool, but it's kind of a similar thing. The mock doesn't look as big in terms of minifigure scale when you start putting vehicles on it. And yes, Paul is right. Speeder bikes, 100%. Hopefully, going to try to make some custom ones soon. But speeder bikes that was kind of the thing Paul and I were most excited for, was the speeder bike chase for setting up figures and having clones getting impaled by the assassin droids and like all sorts of other chaos on the battlefield. So vehicles, speeder bikes for sure, and then maybe the crashed gunship if that's something we can fit in. Because I mean, that the most iconic thing is probably when most people think of Muunilinst, they think of the ARC Trooper crashed gunship. So that's something that is wanting to include if at all possible. But yeah, speeder bikes for sure. And you just saw right there how everything just falls apart. I don't know why I'm setting these figures up, because I'm just going to start building in a second and they're all going to fall down like that. So, like that. So that's where it gets frustrating. But it's worth it because they look really good in the intro and the outros. But yeah, eventually it would be awesome to do a mock where I can include vehicles. So then like it can be size accurate. But in the meantime, mostly just figures for now. Oops. All right. I'm going to stop for now and get back to building. Especially when you have big fingers like this, very hard to set up figures. And the 2005 clones were way better and easier to set up than these clones. The helmets are so small on these ones. It's bad. Okay. I'm going to grab some plates here. I guess I don't have a lot of sand green plates. Maybe light gray will be better. Light gray might be a little better. I'm going to grab those. Anybody else got any questions in the chat here? Let me scrolling up. Yeah, Southern, there you go, man. Done with work for the day. Now just can chill and build. That's the life right there. That's it right there. That's the life. Good stuff. And that's why I'm doing these live streams, is just to build and talk to you guys. And then if you guys are building stuff, you know, you can have something on in the background while you build. So yeah, that's kind of one of the fun things about live streams. Maybe one of these droids should get these battle droids. I don't have very many of these orange ones, and whenever I set them up, I kind of do the things you're not supposed to do with their arms and heads. So, oh, Paul's gonna head out. The front calls him. The Republic, it needs him, so he's gonna go fight for the Republic. Probably have a glorious death. Yep, I just got the message on Steam. He just started playing Battlefront 1, so looks like he's gonna be fighting for the Republic or for the Empire. We'll see. But see you later, filler. All right, let's have that droid right here getting demolished. Alrighty, let me grab some plates. All right, let's see what this looks like. Sounds good, man. Sounds good, sir. Sounds good. So let's try. Should we try light gray? Let's try light gray. Alrighty. So, again, I'm not sure. Oh, 100% Captain Rex. So, the easiest thing to do would probably be to message me on Instagram, and we can talk on there, or Discord if you like. My Instagram is the exact same as the YouTube on here. So, send me a message on there, and I'll check, and we can do Discord or talk on Instagram. Just send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to see some stuff. I love stop motion. I try to do it every once in a while. Like right now, I'm working on the Project Nightfall stuff. I just know the mock building stuff does a little better on my channel, so I focus more primarily on that. And I enjoy mock building more than stop motion, but I still really love stop motion. So I try to do it every once in a while. I've got a few stop motions on my channel. I've got an Order 66 one that I did last year. And then I also spent a lot of time on a short film or a short stop motion for like Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Stormtroopers. I don't know how many of you guys have checked that out, but that one was definitely fun concept that I spent a good amount of time on. So trying to figure out where I want these to go. Just finished building the 501st fighter tank. Interesting. Droid nest like World War II. So that's a big thing. Love to do is just realizing my strings right here on my sweatshirt are in the frame. Doing World War II stuff in Star Wars mocks. Paul and I love doing that. So if it's a 501st fighter tank, so I'm guessing just a modified tank, like with 501st markings. And any advice on World War II nest? Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh, Captain, yeah, just message me on Instagram so then I can send you a link to like my or send you my username for Discord, and then you can send stuff on there. That might be the easiest. So yeah, MG nest. It would depend on what environment you're building. Like if it's a forest or something, you can use lots of like trees, tree logs, or tree trunks to kind of get that effect that it's hidden somewhere. That's what you can kind of do for a bunker. If you want to like build it, you can either build it like in a trench, build it in a ground, or you can use like wooden tree trunks and branches and stuff to kind of make it hidden. I don't know if you're building like oh, you said forest. Duh. I just need to open my eyes and read. So yeah, if you're building in a forest, I think you totally could do, like a tree that's on the ground with maybe, or do like some bushes or even a bunker. I think the easiest thing to do would have like fallen like a branch or something and cover it with leaves and then kind of have the gun sticking through there. Alternatively, something that you could do if you want some real world inspiration is just search like World War II, bunkers for Battle of the Bulge, Battle of the Hercynian Forest, um, stuff like that, because you see a lot of really cool real life bunkers and how they kind of built them into the terrain. So I would look up some World War II bunkers because there's some really good ones you can get inspiration for on there, if that's what you're kind of looking for. But I think the big thing would be use the environment to make the kind of help you shape the trench, if that makes sense. Yeah, Tamika, if on Instagram, if you sent me a message on Instagram, which I think you definitely, you told me you sent me some stuff on Instagram, I'll respond and send you my username there too. Yeah, Captain Rex said you haven't filmed anything yet, but you kind of want to show drawings, and I'm guessing you have like some, maybe like either scripts notes or something, or like kind of story points, or maybe some storyboards. Definitely, I'll check them out for sure. Again, I'm film major in college, so I love looking at that stuff. Okay, so how does it look on that side? Does it look good for this color? Light gray? I think it does. Alternatively, I can do light gray just on the light gray parts, or I could do sand green over those. Let's stick with light gray for now. Yeah, 100%. You can write it in live chat, dude. 100%. We can all take a look at it for sure. Tank's just a color swap. Instead of the red and white, it's blue and gray. Oh, I see what you mean. I got you. Blue and I see. That's kind of cool. Instead of red and white, it's blue and light. That's really cool. I like that. The MG itself is the gun from Siege. Oh, so are you talking about the scene where Cody and the Ghost Company, I think is what they're called, like the 212th Ghost Company, they charge the like kind of that gun emplacement in the Innocence of Ryloth episode where Obi-Wan's with them and Waxer and Boyle. Is that what you're kind of talking about? That's one of my favorite episodes, Innocence of Ryloth. I love that episode. Great scene too. You two wanted some action? And he kind of throws up all the thermal detonators up there onto the bunker. Absolutely love that episode. One of my favorites. Don't think I have any sand green like big plates to use. So maybe not for that one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just great scene altogether. So if you're going to replicate that bunker, then it's probably going to be more of like a World War II, maybe some of the pillars you see on D-Day, some of the bunkers you see maybe on D-Day or the Atlantic Wall. So yeah, if you're building one of those where it's kind of built up kind of high, then you might do more of like a stone structure or something, right? But if it's going to be more like on the ground level, then you can do more like environment stuff. But both are really, really cool. So that's cool, dude. And again, if you want to send me any pictures on Instagram, feel free to. I'd love to check it out. Love to check it out. So again, in the screenshot, you'll see this weekend. You'll see this weekend in the video from the screenshot I'll post for what I'm using as inspiration for this particular part of the city. In the screenshot, pretty much it's got, so imagine these plates, but it's pretty much, all the way across like this. And essentially it's just covered in flat. It's just flat all the way across. And I want to do that, but my worry is it's going to look really weird if it's just flat all the way across. So I'm not too sure yet. I think I'm going to start doing it flat like this, see what it looks like. And then I might take some of the tiles out and then make like some little destroyed craters, if that makes sense. I think that's something I want to try to do here. Also, this is going to be lifted up and it's going to be put up here in a little bit once I get done with it. So that's kind of the plan here. What do we got? When's the next live stream? I'm not sure. I've been kind of just doing it. Oops. I didn't notice this head was like this the whole time. Must have bumped it. I've just been kind of doing them when I've been free. I think the goal would be to try to do one once a week if I have free time, because I'm trying to spend a lot of time on getting the videos done too. So my goal would be maybe once a week, but I'm not too sure yet. Honestly, it'd be great to try to do them every Thursday. I wonder if that'd be a good thing to do. I don't know. I'd love to do some weekend live streams, but again, I know a lot of people stream on the weekends. So, and I kind of don't really want to stream when everybody else is streaming. So not too sure. I would just say stay tuned to the channel probably sometime next week if I have some free time. All right, looks like good old Captain Rex here has put in some story notes here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll read those aloud and see what we got here. One character, Jedi Master Zareth, has developed his own lightsaber fighting technique. Very cool. You know what this is sound? That's kind of sounding like, I know it's Star Wars and Star Wars obviously inspired by a lot of samurai stuff, but it's what's cool about that idea that you're talking about is it's reminding me of samurai stuff and fighting forms. I've been watching a lot of samurai movies lately, so hence why you saw a samurai mock last week. So that's what is kind of giving me vibes. It's like a kind of a samurai thing, which is really cool because, George Lucas was really inspired by Akira Kurosawa in some of his films and the whole samurai kind of genre of films. So Seven Samurai I recently got on DVD from the Criterion Collection. I love that movie. I watched it last year, and then I recently got the DVD. Such a good movie, and if you ever have time to watch it, you'll be able to see a lot of stuff that George took inspiration from that movie. Not necessarily directly. I mean, he got like the screen wipes, so like where the screen wipes across for a transition. Akira Kurosawa did that a lot in his films, but there's also more subtle things that George kind of took inspiration from for that movie. And then there's also, if you remember, one episode in the Clone Wars, I think it's called Bounty Hunters, where Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan they work with bounty hunters to help defend a farm from Hondo and his pirates. That episode is pretty much Seven Samurai, but Star Wars style. Same with Mando season 1, episode 4, I believe, where you meet Cara Dune and you defend the village. Where you defend the village from where they defend the village from those kind of creatures with the ATSD. That also is Seven Samurai essentially, but Star Wars. So now they are black and like the Seven Samurais in black and white, and it's in Japanese, but I thought that would be kind of a hindrance, you know. But I think it doesn't bother me. I think it's good, and having it in Japanese is really helps with your immersion, and it's really cool. So don't let subtitles kind of get in the way of films that you want to watch, because once you get past the subtitles, you kind of unlock a whole new world of films, and that's what I've been doing recently, and it's really, really fun just to get kind of immersed in different culture and their different styles of filmmaking. Awesome to see that you know a bunch of history. I like all the samurai stuff. Lucas Drew, yeah, dude, 100%. History is I love history. I mostly like study like World War II history, but I've also gotten into like the Napoleonic era stuff like that. Obviously, Revolutionary War, a lot of that stuff I'm into, and then only recently have I gotten into the samurai stuff. So, and I've what's cool about it, I guess I've also recently done a lot of stuff on like like Soviet Union in the 30s and 40s and 50s and their gulag systems. Currently reading a book called Gulag Archipelago right now, which is all about Alexander Schultzen's, I don't know how to say his name, but his experience in the prison system in the Soviet Union. But samurai stuff recently I started getting into because what was really cool is I had never studied it before. And then like all of a sudden I just unlocked this whole rich world of history and stories and all sorts of crazy stuff that I never even knew about that apparently happened in the Japanese samurai, you know, a lot of those eras, like the stuff like that. So I got into it recently just because of how much cool stuff there is to learn. So yeah, I love history. I'm a little bit of a history nerd. Majored in history, nice. Foreign language, nice. Yeah, I've taken a few history classes and they're really fun. Do you have any AV figures? I don't have any AV figures actually. I've always thought they looked really cool. I've just never actually bought one, and partly because I don't really know how to do the decals. But yeah, their figures are great, man. I have never really gotten them before. So at night we burned in the camps. Yep, Gulag Archipelago should be required. I agree, and I'm only on volume 1, so there's 3 volumes. For you guys that don't know, there's 3 volumes, and each one is like 700 pages long. So I'm on volume 1 right now, which is kind of about the backstory of that time period and then how he got captured. But yeah, I'm only a little way through it because the font is really, really small. So it's kind of hard to get through, but I've been trying to get through it recently. But it's just crazy, the stuff that happened there. And then how it kind of reflects some history that's happening right now. So if you guys ever are interested in the history of more political history and like the 30s and 40s and 50s and stuff like that, check out Gulag Archipelago. Definitely opens your eyes for sure. And that's the cool thing about history is I feel more informed a lot of the time on modern day topics because I draw a lot of my opinions from history. And the cool thing about history is like every time I find a new era to study, there's so many new cool like things to look at and inspiration. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to build this or build that, but just your overall like inspiration of creativity or like things to draw upon, like different different terrain or different kind of styles of architecture. So when you kind of look at history, you kind of see all these cool different things that kind of could help you in mock building. So that's another thing that's really cool. Peter, welcome. I don't know if you joined just recently, if you've been here. Have you bought the new space shuttle? Well, welcome to the chat. And the space shuttle looks really cool. I have not bought it. I probably won't get it just because I haven't really bought a lot of Lego sets recently because I focus more on buying parts for mocks. But I took a look at that shuttle, and man, it is so cool. It's so cool. It's a great set. It's a really great set, and the space program is really cool. Like those sets that they've done based on the space program, like their International Space Station that came out. Was it last year? Already last year? Um, Really cool sets. I know Ryan, I think M&R Productions was streaming it earlier today, but it looks like a really good set. I actually met Ryan at Brickworld 2017 and 2018 and 2019. So he's a really cool guy in person. He's really cool. I remember the first year, 2017, was when I saw him for the first time and walked up to him and told him I liked his videos and took a picture. He got out his phone and took a picture, which was cool. And then 2018, we kind of displayed in the same area, or at least he was in the same area as I was. So I got to hang out a little bit more with him. And then Brickworld Chicago 2019, he liked the Mandalore mock quite a bit, and he hung out in our like Empire Lug display too. And there was a kid, like a lot of people come up to him and ask for pictures or autographs, but the craziest one that happened was a kid came up to him and asked him to sign his Xbox. I think it was like an Xbox One, maybe, like the Xbox, or I think it was an Xbox. And nobody else was around, so he handed me his camera to record him signing this kid's Xbox, which was like, whoa, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, he's a super nice guy. So I know I saw him streaming earlier today with the shuttle. But yeah, met him in person. He was very nice in person. So yeah, we'll see how this tiled looks. I'm not really too sure on this one. So I think it's just going to look too flat. I also realize I need to take these off. I just think this is going to look too flat. But it's exactly what it looks like in the show. Oh yeah, I remember that in the vlog where I was like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, it was crazy. It was so. It wasn't awkward, but it was just like such a surreal thing because Paul and I were just standing at our build, and this kid was talking to Ryan, and then Ryan just kind of turned around and asked me if I could hold the camera for him while he signed it, and I turned around and the kid was holding like an Xbox, and I was just like, "Whoa." I felt so much pressure because I was like, "Oh, I gotta record this on camera." Like I was worried I was gonna like, I don't know, mess up the recording. So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, pretty crazy. But the cool thing about it was the kid was really happy, and you know that's what it's all about. So he was super happy afterwards. So I'm pretty sure his parents were taking pictures too. So it was a cool little moment, and that's one of the reasons also why I like Brick Worlds so much. Just cool small moments like that, you know. Always fun. Always fun. So I'm trying to think here. It's also doing a lot of these tiles also doesn't help for figures, obviously, to set up figures on because they'll fall all over the place. So what I might do here is cover this with the tiles, or at least most of it. Leave some spaces open to do kind of craters or destroyed parts, and or a similar design to what I did down here with the studded thing like this. I might do that just to give it some texture so it's not so flat, you know. Not so flat. So I don't know what this clone commander's looking at. Talk on Discord. I mean, like if I think you messaged me on Instagram, and I'll send you my Discord for sure. I don't have a lot of time during the day because essentially my day goes wake up, school, classes all day, homework at night, try to build something, try to get some recording done, and then edit, and then go to bed. That's kind of my schedule. So it's kind of hard to find time to do stuff like that. But I'll send you my Discord for sure. I'm sure someone asked this already. I just joined the stream, but will you be going to any Lego conventions? I wanted to go to Brick World, but because that's what I go to every year, but it already got canceled, which sucks. Because uh, because this was supposed to go to Brick World, because that's the closest convention to me, and I can't go to Brick Fair, Virginia, unfortunately. At least I don't think so. So, yep. No Brick World this year, and Virginia probably won't happen for me personally. I don't think I'll be able to go. I wanted to go to Brick World, Indianapolis, but it seems like Indianapolis is like a invite only. So I don't know if there'll be any conventions for me this year, but I'm super pumped to hear that you're going to Virginia. I'm really happy for you because we need to start getting that stuff going again. Let's get conventions back on the rise. Coconut also says he's wondering what the commander was looking at. I'm surprised in my videos there has. I mean, I'm sure there is like some Easter egg somewhere where like a random clone got bumped, and his helmet's like just looking into space. I'm sure somewhere in my video you can find something like that. But yeah, now the commander's kissing the wall. I keep bumping him. That's a problem with this type of helmet setup. Yes, I'm just reading Captain Rex's thing here. So yeah, like I'm digging this because it's giving me a lot of samurai vibes. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but that's what it's like kind of reminding me of, and I'm really liking it. So I think you got some cool stuff here if you can find a way to kind of get it made. Really, it's just if you have time because stop motion just takes so freaking long to do. So long to do, man. But I'm digging this kind of outline you got going here. If you are interested, I would say check out some old samurai films. Maybe that'll help you with some inspiration on some choreography or like cinematography and stuff. So if you're interested in that stuff, it's definitely some people like kind of the subtitled stuff, some people don't. So I was at church like 150 years ago and a huge big family came to do a baptism. Oh no. Uh-oh. And the video didn't turn it. Oh no. Oh, for a baptism too. I'm sure that was an awkward conversation afterwards. Oh, that's crazy. Oh goodness. I've also been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima lately, and they have a co-op mode called Legends mode, and it's kind of a lot of the spiritual worlds and kind of spirits and possessed and all this stuff like that. So it's also the vibe I'm kind of getting from what you're describing here, Rex. So Koken's asking about the helmets. Yeah, so Paul, my collab partner who's in the chat earlier, he kind of came up with this idea, I think in 2018, maybe at Brickworld. And I've kind of just been practicing it ever since and trying to expand upon it a little bit. That's why I spend so much time setting up figures for intros and outros. But yeah, essentially you just balance the helmet on there. I don't have anything in there to help support it. I just balance it. So that's why it's so fragile. I just balance it. I've just found that gives you more flexibility. So um, than trying to put something under there. I also like the challenge of trying to get it to balance. I find the challenge enjoyable. But these helmets are a pain in the ass to do it too. So mostly the older 2005 Clone Wars clone helmets are the best ones to do it because they're the biggest. So there's more flexibility and more emotions you can get, more emotional stuff you can like with head tilts and stuff. These are a lot harder to do like kind of more sophisticated movements with. So I've personally found I like the older helmets a lot better to do this for instead of these newer ones. Same with like the new 501st helmets, they're really hard to do it with. Yes, the mystery of Coconut's name. Will we ever know the mystery of that name? Nobody ever knows. You know what? Somebody should have sent Coconut like a box full of coconuts for like April Fools. That probably would have been really dumb, but I'm also curious on the channel. I don't know if you've explained the meaning of your channel name before. I'm not sure. I know we kind of found each other's channels kind of over the summer maybe, or kind of in that time frame. So I haven't seen like your older videos, man. But obviously like all your recent ones I've tuned into in live streams and stuff like that. So that last paragraph you just typed, Captain Rex, right there, that is making me even more interested in the story. I like that there's a give and take for the give and take for that power. That's a good archetype that you see a lot of the time. You kind of sacrificing your inner self for the power, for that power or whatever. So I think that's a good story point that you've got in there. Tennessee, Southern name, nice. Tennessee seems like a fun place. Okay, that's actually kind of cool, coconut. I was expecting it to be some kind of like, just kind of like a funny kind of name, but it actually has some deep meaning to it. That's actually really cool. That's awesome, dude. I like that. That's cool. That's awesome. The wives can be good supporters. That's so cool. That's so cool that was. Well, I don't know why that's so cool to me that that's what the name is from or what inspired it. I just think that's so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. So we're working more on this. Earlier in the stream, for people who just joined, I kind of completed this back section right here. And I completed this yesterday when I had some free time to build. And this is kind of the front buildings to the city. In the update video this weekend, I'll show you a screenshot from like the 2003 show that I'm basing this part off of. It's a bunch of destroyed buildings and stuff. So this first front area, destroyed buildings, and then as we move on to the rest of the city, you get actual full-on buildings that are more more built and completed. So we've also got a opposite of this building on the other side, like the same exact thing that I'll be working on as well. But for this episode this weekend, it's going to be this one right here, and then this little thing right here, which you can't fully see the top of. You might have to wait for the update video, or I'll give a wide before I end the video or the live stream. I'll do a wide shot so you can see everything. This is gonna be put on top of here, and then this is kind of like a destroyed section. Good thing she's into coconuts and not squash. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Squash Brick Studios. It's got a nice ring to it, but I don't think it would be as cool of a profile picture for a squash instead of a coconut. It'd also be cool if you built like a Lego coconut. That'd probably be really hard, but that would be really cool. And like in the background of your videos. I don't know if you've done that or not, but it'd be kind of cool. It'd be difficult, but it'd be kind of cool. Just because those shapes in Lego are so hard to kind of pull off. All right, let me see here. I'm back here, so I'm essentially looking at the... Sorry, I just noticed the commander again is watching me build. He's like watching my hand. Just doesn't want to pay. He just... I'm like, hey, look at your fellow clones, make sure they're okay. He just keeps looking up at me, wondering what I'm building. Do you like to sacrifice durability in your builds for detail? Mocks tend to be fairly fragile. Yeah. My mocks, the problem is I have to transport them to Brickworld in conventions normally. So I have to kind of make them, I kind of have to make them durable for transportation. But there's always been at least one thing in each of my mocks that have been fragile and have broke, like that broke, once we got to the convention or whatever. So it's kind of a delicate balance because I also try to cut some corners with, sturdy versus fragile because I'm trying to save parts so I can complete the big build. So sometimes I have more fragile stuff that if I bump, it kind of all falls apart. But Muunilinst so far has been sturdy. So far there hasn't been anything that I've like easily been able to knock down, which is really good. So far so good on Muunilinst. We'll see. We'll see. That's a good question though, because that's something that's not talked about often. Illegal techniques, I also do some of those. I mean, if the FBI is listening, I don't do those. But if they're not, I happen to do those sometimes for Lego. Let me emphasize Lego. We'll emphasize Lego here. Wife bought me the Cantina back in January. Dang, dude. Oh, you still don't have it? I've seen people that have the set, and it looks really cool, dude. The minifigures are top notch. Minifigures are top notch on that set. minifigures are so good on that set. I also like how you can display it. I think that's really cool. Kind of how you can choose how to display it. I think that's awesome. Yeah, Coconut, I'm full-time student right now. I work in the summer, so I do like videography work in the summer. But during the school year, I just work. I just do schoolwork during the semester, and then during the summer, I do like videography work. I used to work at a grocery store, but last year I stopped doing that because I kind of learned enough and had enough resources to do some video work for some people around town, which is nice because grocery store wasn't my favorite thing to do. I didn't really like interacting with people all that much at the grocery store, and just for me, I don't like standing still, which might seem contradictory when building Lego, but I like using your hands when building Lego, and using your mind is a different thing. But just checking people out, like with groceries, I just don't like that. I didn't mind stocking shelves and stuff, but having to kind of interact with a lot of people and having to swipe everyone's groceries was not my favorite thing to do. But now I just do videography work. Work in the heating and air industry, so it's been a few weeks, about to get super busy. Yeah, it's definitely, at least where I'm living, it's springtime, so it's starting to get warmer out. I was able to go for a walk today with my dog, which was nice. I live kind of in the Midwest, so it's been cold for a while, but I mean it's in what today? It was like in the 40s, and I was in shorts today. So in the Midwest, it's like if it's after you get out of winter and it's like 30 or 40 degrees, it's shorts time. You're going outside in shorts and you're celebrating because it's warm. So it's kind of how it's like in the Midwest here. Coconut, if you don't mind asking, how do you fund your mocks? Yeah, it's a great question. So I've been pretty lucky in the fact that I guess back when I did my first large scale mock with Paul on Brickworld 2017, Paul and I split a lot of those parts, or split the price and the parts. So we spent a good amount of money on that build, and then we split the parts. And then the past few mocks I've mostly funded myself. But like last year for the Clone Wars mock, I didn't have to buy any new parts at all, because essentially what I did for the first three like Brickworld mocks, I guess first two Brickworld mocks, well three, for War Mantle, Etanes, and Siege of Mandalore, I spent a decent amount, a couple $100 on those mocks. And then for this mock and for the Clone Wars mock, I've been able to just use parts that I've collected. So I haven't had to buy a whole lot for recently. For funding, I saved up a lot of money from when I worked at the grocery store. That was most of what I kind of spent was money from the grocery store. And then essentially what I do is for birthdays and Christmases, I'm pretty much like, hey, you don't really need to get me anything. I just kind of like just money for parts. So it's a combination of work plus parts that I've already owned for a long time, and then birthday and Christmas money that I've pretty much saved specifically for mock building. But again, last year was nice because I didn't have to buy any new parts because I kind of already had them from previous years. This one I'm probably gonna have to spend a little bit more on. But I also do like my videography work from last summer, and then I do some editing for one of the church that I go to as well. I edit videos for them. So some different kind of sources of revenue like that. But I don't drop like crazy amounts of money on this stuff anymore, because once I got into college, I haven't worked a whole lot. Like the good thing about working at the grocery store was it was consistent and a good amount of money. Well, not like an insane amount of money, but it was consistent. But for video work, it's like a freelance thing, so you don't really know when you're gonna kind of have an opportunity to go do something to make money. So I definitely had more money to spend when I was working at the grocery store than I do now. So, but I enjoy the video work a lot more than I do the grocery store work. So I guess that's a good trade-off. But trying to keep, there's also like Paul and I do short films, so there's lots of lights and camera equipment that I kind of try to save up for as well. But definitely, if you guys are kind of looking to fund your mocks, maybe just like for Christmas and birthday, just kind of put some other stuff off your list and just ask for money for parts for sure. Let's see. David's back. Hey man, welcome back, dude. Southerners talk Midwest. Yep, yep. Everything below 40 is terrible. I do watch videos of people who live in other areas and they're talking about how cold it is and it's in the 50s, but in the Midwest, that's like time for a cookout. um, I grilled some dinner tonight, which was really good. It was nice outside. It was a little windy, which made it a little cold, but it was a nice calm night. So I was able to grill some food, which was really good, really fun. Spent 700 on a Mustafar mock using a lot of saved money. Try to keep it 100 or less. Wife tolerates a bit of spending here and there. Yeah, I'm not restrained in that matter yet for having a significant other for spending, but yeah, I've been trying to restrain myself just because I'm getting older and eventually I need to start kind of being a little smarter with financial decisions so I can have some money saved. So that's why I've been not spending as much money on Lego stuff, trying to put that money aside for other things. So do you have a Rey figure? I feel like I got my sister the Rey speeder set from Force Awakens. And then she just never really did anything with it. So I just have the Rey figure and the set. So that was fun. But yeah, I've got that Rey figure. I know it's like her for Force Awakens outfit. Southerner buy a lot of pieces that I use in future mocks. That's the other thing is if you can kind of figure out what parts you might use next time, that's also good. So a lot of my mocks have similar colors because those are just the parts that I have. So monetizing, yeah, I would certainly love to, but I can't yet. I don't have enough watch time apparently. So I was checking recently, and apparently I don't have enough watch time. So maybe I'll definitely try to monetize when I am available to do that. Because ideally it'd be something where you make some money back from the channel and you put it all back into the mocks to make better mocks. But yeah, I don't have the opportunity to be monetized yet. So what that tells me is that my videos might be a little too long and people might not be watching them as much. So that's kind of why I have tried to make my videos a little bit shorter. So Life Bricks, Tyler, dude, oh my goodness, long time no see, man. Brickworld's past, Brickworld Chicago 2017, Brickworld Chicago 2018. I met Tyler for the first time at Chicago 2017 when Tyler had his Umbara mock and some of his other mocks. That was really cool. And then Brickworld 2018, we were both at the Rebel Lug display. And I think Tyler had his Geonosis mock, if I'm correct on that one. So that was probably the last time that we spoke, Tyler, actually, because I don't think you made it to Chicago 19. And then, of course, this year was canceled, which kind of sucks. But hope things have been going well for you, man. I've been tuning into your channel. Your channel is doing great. Just been awesome to see you succeeding, dude. It's been great. So hope things are going well for you. Yeah, those were great times, dude. Those were I miss Brick World for sure. Definitely miss it. Oh, April Fool's today. Yeah, that was something. I just pretty much was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not not going to check a lot of stuff today because I just had a feeling it was going to be kind of crazy. Yeah, the watch time is brutal. Yeah, that's kind of another reason doing the streams too. Hopefully that gets it up, but yeah, because I never really paid attention to a lot of that stuff because I was just kind of making videos, just kind of for fun and stuff. But trying to, as the channel is kind of growing a little bit here, I've been trying to pay more attention to some of the analytics stuff and things like that. So. So yeah, the sand green tiles look cool. But again, I think I need to add some battle damage in here. Which again, the weird thing about adapting the 2003 Clone Wars is since it's 2D, there's a lot of stuff that's just smooth. Like of course it's got a lot of detail on the show, but there's a lot of parts since it's 2D animation from 2003 that's just like flat and smooth. So trying to find a balance between making it accurate to that as well as making it look good, which is kind of why I started to take some creative liberties with this front section up here with adding in studs and stuff instead of making it just flat. Same with the battlefield where I made it kind of the curvy, wavy battlefield because it was very, very flat in the show. So all sorts of stuff to consider for the mocks, which is cool. So let's see if I can try to put these up here. These pillars are all somebody asking about fragile stuff. These pillars have been very fragile as well. So just because they're so tall and stuff like that. But so I'm gonna repair these real quick and kind of show you guys what this is supposed to look like. Friday was April 1st and uploaded a short and people thought it was going to be a joke. Yeah, I was worried about the stream today because I was like, are people going to think this is a April Fool's thing? But nobody got me this year. I feel like I've had some years where people just kind of, I forget what day it is and they get me, but nothing yet this year. So far, there's still some time left. So still some time left. These pillars also, I'll show you guys here in a second. I'm trying to attach inverted slopes to the bottom of these pillars. But since it's a circular shape, trying to attach some slopes and stuff to the bottom, they don't necessarily stay there the whole time. So that's kind of the problem. They don't necessarily always stay where they're supposed to stay. So then I have to use some other plates to try to get those to stay in place. So, but I was trying to make these pillars very tall because I would say the most notable thing about Muunilists in terms of an architect perspective is the pillars. You see a lot of these kind of towering pillars that are very reminiscent of like a Greek. I guess it reminds me of like a Greek kind of feel to it, or like a Roman Empire or Greek Athens, kind of like all sorts of these different architect buildings. So that's kind of what Muunilists remind me of, which is kind of why I'm putting such a big emphasis on these pillars and such. Okay, so I'm gonna need to change a few things, take some of these off. I guess this is something to ask both Tyler and Coconut because I've seen you guys do this. The YouTube Shorts, how beneficial have you guys found those? Because I've never really tried those before. But I've noticed that a lot of people do those now, and I don't know if that's something that people really enjoy. So it's kind of interesting because YouTube used to do it to where like it would like you doing, longer videos, like 10 minutes or longer, right? And now it seems like it's kind of shifted where people almost like the shorter videos now from seeing everybody doing the YouTube Shorts. So that's something I've been curious about for a while. So let me try to attach these here. And then I also wonder if YouTube Shorts is kind of something along with the TikTok stuff where it became popular because the short form content is starting to become popular. Tragedy. Oh no, Paul's back. He's no. Paul is back. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of for the YouTube Shorts because I've tried to recently. I've been able to get the quality of my videos up to a good standard with lights and in my camera. So I've been kind of hesitant to kind of just do the phone vertical thing. So, but I have seen that it has, growth for channels has helped with the YouTube Shorts. Yeah, it's kind of weird just to see those kind of pop up all of a sudden. I remember just seeing them one time, like, where do these even come from? What is this YouTube Shorts thing? So it's interesting. So I've got this on here now. Not bad mixing shorts in. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe I'll try them. I mean, obviously they seem like they don't take too much in terms of like time to make, obviously, but yeah, I've just been curious about that recently, just because I saw those kind of pop up all of a sudden over the past few months. So I appreciate the answer, guys, because that's something that I've been very, very curious about recently. So, all right. So I think another thing that might work here is if I add these pillars in the back as well. Here, let me show you guys what these pillars are looking like here. I guess it's cut off, so you can't really see what I'm doing here. All right, let's see if I can pick up the phone here without causing an absolute chaos of destruction. Okay, so I'm gonna try to point this up a little bit. Sorry if there's noise. So here's kind of what these pillars are looking like. Trying to make them pretty tall, and then one's gonna be destroyed. That's why it's not connected right there. So you'll see it in the update video this weekend from the screenshots from the Muunilinst. From the show, you'll kind of see what I'm going for here. But this is kind of what I'm working with so far with the pillars. And again, on the opposite side, it's going to be very similar. And then once we move on to the rest of the city, we'll actually see the full scale buildings that are completely built and not absolutely destroyed like this one. So, yeah. See if I can get this back to where it was. All right. Again, my apologies for having to use my phone for the live stream, but I can't use my camera yet because I need some sort of capture card device. So, let's see. Hashtags, yeah, I've seen those. Good mix of both for sure. I do about one a week, and they seem to do well without people turning people away from the channel. Okay, cool. All right, Southern, glad to hear you liking the pillars, man. Thank you. This is actually kind of cool because with live streams, I can kind of get some feedback from people before I do the update videos, which is kind of helpful actually. So that is actually kind of cool that that's something to do here with those. I'm also thinking to do maybe this pillar thing also on this side, at least a couple built up a little bit as if there was like pillars on both sides that kind of collapse. Kind of what I'm thinking on that one. All right, how long have we been streaming for here, boys? Let's see. Oh wow, it's been 2 hours. This is what happened last time is I just like got into it and I just didn't realize how long I'd been going for just because it's so much fun. But we'll go for a little bit longer here and then we'll probably close it out. Record a couple more video segments so I can have my video ready for Sunday. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna go grab a couple more plates here real quick. All right, let's try this. All right. So yeah, trying not to use up. So the reason some of this is dark gray, you'll notice the backside is dark gray. The reason, like down over here, the reason is for that is you just won't, once everything's covered up, you won't see it. So it's another one of those things of trying to conserve parts. So using some of these dark gray pieces that you won't actually see in the final mocks, just so I don't use up all my light gray and sand green, because the sand green is a little hard to get and find. Well, it's not hard to find. It's a little pricey, so I'm trying to use those conservatively here as I build, but I have to move some of these troops. And then hopefully I'm getting everybody's questions here. So, uh-oh. Is this what's happening here? We got Coconut and Life Bricks are going to start going about Thrawn here. And I saw this going down in Coconut's live stream here, talking about Thrawn. Speaking of Thrawn, I've got the first Thrawn book by Timothy Zahn and the Disney kind of era one. I haven't finished it yet. It's been a few years, but I have it on my shelf. It's right over there. I just haven't read it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and move this too. Essentially, I've got my light set up, and I've pretty much been staring right into it this whole time. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that. My eyes are starting to hurt a little bit. So, all right. Burrito boys, welcome to the chat. Okay, hopefully things are still bright enough for you guys there. UCS Imperial Shuttle. It's a good looking set. Good looking set. Okay. So what do we got? Shorts or hashtag short in the title? Okay. First three hashtags. Interesting. Interesting. I've noticed that the ones that include, surprise, surprise, the ones that include something with clones seem to do very popular. Shocking, right? I'm just happy that everyone's loving Clone Wars. So again, and a lot of new people are getting into it, which is awesome to see. And more Clone Wars content. So this is this similar to what it was back in the day when Clone Wars was on TV and everybody was doing everything Clone Wars, where similar in the fact that every piece of content was pretty much Clone Wars related on YouTube and stuff like that. So you're kind of seeing that again from the final season of Clone Wars, where people are really starting to get back into Clone Wars, posting more Clone Wars content. Lego kind of seems to be getting into Clone Wars sets. We'll see how the Summer Wave looks. I know there's a couple of rumored ones, but it's just good to see Clone Wars content starting to come back up as popular as it used to be back in the day. So that makes me very happy. Oh, Southern, you hadn't watched it yet. Interesting. Yeah, man, it's something else. Yeah, all the nostalgia too. It has been weird. Well, good, but weird about the nostalgia stuff, because we almost had to kind of leave that behind, if that makes sense. Like when Clone Wars got canceled and Rebels came, everybody kind of like, Clone Wars kind of just like the content kind of slowly stopped for a while, and everyone kind of almost felt like everyone kind of had to move on a little bit, and it was very sad, and it's just been nice to be able to return to that happiness and that like positivity around Clone Wars content and the Clone Wars TV show. So it's just overall, and now Bad Batch, I think we're going to see a similar thing just because of how heavily clones are going to be featured in that. So it's just awesome to see it. Awesome to see it. I am curious, Southern Creator, as somebody who watched this last year, what were your favorite episodes? Because I'm very biased, if you will say, because I like I love season one. I know a lot of people don't like season one, but I love season one. It's the most nostalgic for me, and I think there's some great episodes in there, like Rookies, my all-time favorite episode, and we've got Hidden Enemy, we've got Trespass, we've got the Ryloth arc, we've got Layer of Grievous. To me, it's just always, I really like season one, but I know people don't. I know season one isn't probably objectively the best, but I just like season one a lot. But I'm curious for Southern, as someone who just discovered the show last year, what your favorite episodes would be. So, just curious. Burrito Boys woke up from a nap. Yeah. Oh, 3 a.m. at your... Yeah, I'm sorry for streaming so late. I just have school during the day, so this is like the only time I can stream. But I apologize for streaming late for some of the other guys across the world in Europe or wherever. So I'm sorry about that. Yes, Life Bricks, that is correct. Hidden Enemy is, oh, beautiful. I love that episode. Talk about openings for the Clone Wars. It's got one of the best openings ever, with that battle where it's a trap, or where the droids like discover their ambush. It's great. It's great. Great opening to the episode, and a great rest of the episode. Maul arcs were the best for me. Didn't understand Maul's fascinations at all until I watched the Clone Wars. Yeah, Maul, because of the Clone Wars, I love Darth Maul, but once the Clone Wars came around, he probably became my second favorite character after Obi-Wan. I just think they gave him so much depth in the Clone Wars, and I love it a lot. How much depth he has now as a character. Yeah, Maul's great. Especially, I mean, the Siege of Mandalore stuff, he's really good. Yeah, the politics arcs were good. The heroes on both sides, where Ahsoka and Padme go to the Separatist court, I think, and they meet like Lux Bonteri. I think that's a great episode too. You get to see that depth of the Separatists, that they weren't just a bunch of evil bad guys. They actually were, you know, also politicians and cared about their cause, and they weren't all bad people. That was a great episode, for sure. All right, I'm gonna kind of finish this front part out. Anakin, Leia, Liferix is Anakin fan. Yeah, Anakin's great. Anakin's great. Anakin is great, and he is the chosen one. No questions asked. He is the chosen one. Oh, you don't like the brainworms? That's all right. I can see how that might be a little creepy. I remember, and just kind of weird. It's definitely different for Star Wars. I remember watching it as a kid. It freaked me out. It still does creep me out, honestly, but I still like the episode. I think it's cool. Especially when they fight the zombies on the Legacy of Terror episode when they go into catacombs. But I can see why that feels a little odd for Star Wars, but I still like it. Banking Clan arc, yeah, Scipio with Commander Thorn, his last stand. That was great. And to see the banking clans is just cool. Like how that whole idea works in Star Wars universe is kind of interesting. All right, guys, so we're probably going to close it out here in a little bit. My computer's running low. My computer's running low on battery, and we've been going for a while here, so. Kira in the Black Crimson Dawn dress from Dryden Voss's ship. That would be a really cool figure. That'd be a really cool figure. All right, so I'm just going to finish this front portion right here, and then I'll give you guys a wide shot of what's been done in the MOC so far, and then that'll kind of be it. And then you guys can check out the video this weekend if you'd like, and you'll kind of see me complete most of this building probably, and stuff like that. So again, I might try to make these Thursday live streams a thing, maybe. Oh, the Commander's once again. There you go, Coconut. If you're still here, Commander's looking up at me now, watching me build this guy right here. Maybe I can try to make the Thursday streams a thing, just because I get done with class on Thursday and I'm done for the weekend. So, CAC helmets, yep, those are great. Those are great, especially with the macros. I love the CAC macros. They're little night vision things. Those are great. All right. Oops. So yeah, and then I've kind of said this throughout the stream, but if I know a lot of you guys were asking to like send pictures of MOCs and stuff like that, Instagram is the same as it is on here, Lego Gavin Productions. Feel free to send me any sort of MOC pictures you have, or work in progress updates, finished MOCs, anything you guys want to send, or any questions you have. I know we had some questions last week about Bricklink, so any sort of questions, just feel free to send me a message on Instagram, and I'll respond to those and help you guys out if you need to, or if you just want to talk Star Wars stuff, just send me a message on there. I try to check my Instagram every day, so feel free to do that as well. I don't post as much on Instagram as I used to, but I'll post every once in a while some behind the scenes story posts and stuff like that. But only one pair of macros. I mean, yeah, definitely. If you can get some more macros, try to get them. I think they make the figures look really, really cool. I just think it adds to the figure quite a bit. Commander needs to focus on the battle, dude. You're right. He's gonna get shot by a sniper or something because he keeps watching me build. But it's all right. Focus on the battle. Alrighty. So I think I'll give you guys a wide shot here, and then we'll close it out, I suppose. thank you guys all for tuning in to the episode. Gosh dang it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the live stream. This was a lot of fun. I think we streamed longer than last time, maybe, which it doesn't seem like I filmed and streamed that long, but time flies, I suppose, which is awesome. And really, the only reason why I'm able to stream this long is just because people are interacting in the chat. So that's really exciting. So I appreciate all you guys interacting in the chat and stuff like that. So stay tuned to the video. Stay tuned for this this weekend's video should be coming out on Sunday. Maybe Saturday. Might come up on Saturday. I'm not sure yet. Depends how Easter goes and if people will be busy. But video this weekend for Muunilinst mock update. We'll be back kind of working on this building, and you'll see some of the process of how I built this thing. So should be a very fun episode. Stay tuned for that. Calcio TV, have you seen the new Clone Wars Bad Batch trailer? So we're gonna have to close out the stream here, but I also want to get your question answered. So if you go back to the very beginning of the stream, we actually did talk about the Bad Batch trailer for a little while. I don't remember what point exactly. I know we talked to it a little bit over there. Very quick thoughts, and then we'll close it out. Really loved the first trailer, got me hyped. I was awesome to see that it was Clone Wars, pretty much Season 8 Clone Wars expanded, which was cool. Second trailer I loved. Only thing I'm worried about is that one kid. I'm really worried that kid is not going to is going to kind of take away from the show a little bit. I'm worried it's going to be a little bit of an annoying kid. I'm kind of worried that might bring down the show a bit. I could be wrong. I don't know. I hope it's a great character, but that's the only thing I'm worried about is that kid. I'm just a little worried how they're going to handle that whole situation with him being with this more darker tone show with the Bad Batch and Post Order 66. So that's my only worry about the show. Otherwise, I'm extremely excited to be getting essentially more Clone Wars content. So I'm really excited for May 4th, especially since it's going to be a 70-minute premiere. So I'm super excited. All right, give a wide shot here, and then we will close it out. Add in these two. All right. So let me grab the camera or iPhone. Hopefully here soon I'll get a capture card and be able to use my actual camera. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong too. You know what I mean? I really hope the kid is a great character. I just am a little worried. But it's really not a huge deal. You know what I mean? I'm still super excited for the show. Alrighty. Here's a little bit of a wide shot here. It's going to get a little shaky. Let me just unplug this. All right. So you're going to see the mock. You're going to see my computer, but don't mind that. So this is what we got done kind of for the stream here, kind of working on some of these sides back over there and on the side and kind of getting these pillars and the tiles built. Again, you'll see this kind of finished and more explained what I'm going for in the episode this weekend. And then, of course, this is what we got for the battlefield that you've seen for the past few videos. So, all right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream. It's been a ton of fun. Thank you guys all so much for joining. Stay tuned for the video this weekend, and hope you guys all have a great weekend. Hope you have a great Easter if you're celebrating that this weekend. Hopefully you can spend time with your family, have a good time, stuff like that. So I really appreciate everybody joining today. Hope you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.